Hello, my name is Kimatina. This screencast will show you how to use the SiteMastro add-on in Google Sheets. First, you need to log into your G Suite for Education account, go to Google Drive, and create a new spreadsheet. And once you're in the spreadsheet, you need to install the SiteMastro add-on by going down to the add-on screen and click on Get Add-ons. Once you do that, search for the add-on here at the search bar and simply install the add-on. Once it's installed, you're going to click on Add-ons and you're going to start SiteMastro by clicking Setup and choose a roster. Once you do that, the right panel here will open and it's going to prompt you to select a roster. So I'm going to create a new roster and I'm going to create a new roster from this sheet. And it automatically populates the columns that I need to fill in for my SiteMastro add-on to work. So you can actually take the information from your student management system and populate your spreadsheet here. If you have only a few students, you can actually type in their first name and last name and email address here. So for this example, I'm going to type in my test student. I'm going to click refresh so it knows that my roster is updated. I'm going to give my roster a unique name. So I'm just going to call it class list 2016-2017. Click save and continue. It says that it was successfully saved. And this step here, step 3, search for existing sites, I'm going to skip that step. Now it's asking me for the URL address of the Google site that I created for the template for my digital portfolios. So I'm going to go back into my Google Sites and I'm going to grab the URL address of my Google site, which is my digital portfolio template. So here's my Google site. I'm going to click on the settings, go down to share and permissions. And I'm going to grab the link to share right here. I'm going to copy that link. And I'm going to go back into my spreadsheet and I'm going to paste that URL address right into this search bar here. And it's prompted me to make sure that I have the correct information. So this is my template that I want to send out to the students. I want the students to be the owner of it. If I wanted to have different access to it for my students, I can select it here. But for this example, I want them to be the owner. I only want it to be searchable and viewable in my domain. And I want to set the site naming convention here. So here I'm going to put the actual field name for the first name and last name. And I'm simply taking this from the bottom here. And I'm going to put dash digital portfolio, because when the students have access to their Google site, it's going to name it in this convention here. And I click save and continue. And you need to authorize SiteMastro to have access to it, to the Google Sheet. So it's telling me I can close the tab now, so I'm going to do that. And now it's asking me if I want to create the site. So I click Create Sites. And it populates this spreadsheet accordingly. So now in this spreadsheet here, when it's all done, I'm going to have the site title here for each student, and I'm going to have the site URL address for each student. And it's going to tell me here the status of that site. So the next step here is asking me how I want to share the settings for the Google site. So I want to enforce share and invisibility settings. So I'm going to click on that. and it's working. It just takes a little bit of time. You have to be patient. And now it says one site has student permissions and site access level set without error. So here in my status column, it tells me that the student is the owner of the website. And in this spreadsheet, I can see the site title is the student's name dash digital portfolio. And here's the site URL address. So I have access to the student's digital portfolio. Now I'm going to switch to the student side. So I'm going to go in as a student, and I need to check my email as a student. So let me refresh. And the students should receive an email from the teacher saying that the teacher has shared a site with them. So they need to actually click on the site so that it can be added into their site's profile. So right here it says, please click the site link below to add it to the My Site section. So I'm going to click on the link below. And here's the actual digital portfolio template that I passed out to the student, Pebble Rocks. Okay. Now if I go into the Sites app, let me refresh. There it is. So the student actually has to add the site to their Sites app through their email. So they have to actually finish this process by going into their email and clicking on the link to add it to their profile. And there it is. And at this point, the student can open up the digital portfolio, they can edit the page, and they can actually insert the information that I'm asking them to insert into each tab of their Google site. And as a teacher, let me go back into the teacher view. As the teacher, I actually can have a list of all the students in my class roster, and I have the URL address to each student's website. So if I click on it, I can click on it and see what the students added into the Google site right from this spreadsheet. So this is a great add-on to become familiar with if you're trying to push out sites to different students in your class. I hope you found this screencast helpful.